For 40 years, Francis Ford Coppola has been trying to make a particular sci-fi movie. And he got so bored of waiting for a studio to help him, he decided to pay for it himself. Welcome to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV and movie channel. Megalopolis is a hard word to say. Try saying that really quickly after you've had a couple of drinks. I think you'll struggle. Before this video, spent about 10 minutes going Megalopolis, Megalopolis. And I just about managed to say it at the start of this video, so I'm quite pleased with myself. But this is a movie that has been in Francis Ford Coppola's brain for 4 decades. He's been desperately trying to get a studio to make it, but nobody would step up. So he decided to self-finance it. But what is this Megalopolis movie? And who is in it? When are we going to see it on our screens? And what does it mean for the future of Hollywood? Well, in a recent interview, Adam Driver, who is one of the main stars of the movie, has been talking about it. And he has been praising it. He said it has been one of the nicest experiences he's ever had on set. He said it is actually beautifully made, and he cannot wait for this movie to come out because he really does think it's going to be a feast of the eyes and the brain. He thinks this will be Francis Ford Coppola's masterpiece, and he has made me incredibly excited about this potential project. He's basically said, look, because Francis Ford Coppola is having to finance this himself, he is not at the beck and call of any executive. He's having no ridiculous demands put on him by a studio. There is no demands for this to make money, as it were. There is just the demand of making a good movie. Francis Ford Coppola is allowing himself, by putting his money on the line, to create what he wants. Now, that is an incredibly exciting proposition. But who else is in the movie? Well, Adam Driver, Aubrey Plaza, Shia LaBeouf, and Natalie Emmanuel are the main stars. But this is also going to have Dustin Hoffman, Lawrence Fishburne, Jon Voight, James Remar, and Forrest Whitaker. Now, having a Shia LaBeouf in a movie is actually pretty brave in itself. I actually think if a studio was involved, he might have struggled with that bit of casting. Shia LaBeouf, for me, is actually an excellent actor. And after the Transformers movie in particular, thought he was going to go off and be a big star. Now, he had a few personal issues. He didn't like being a celebrity as much as maybe others would. And he's definitely the sort of actor that takes the craft of acting very, very seriously. Sometimes, I would argue, too seriously. Aubrey Plaza as well is an actress that I love her in every interview I've ever seen her in. She might be insane, but she's insane in like an adorable way. And Natalie Emmanuel is actually an English actress that's really, her star is rising. And again, she'll be excellent in this. So what is the movie actually about? Well, it's a post-apocalyptic movie. We've never seen one of those before, but it's actually a post-apocalyptic movie with a bit of a twist. So New York has actually been virtually destroyed by some sort of disaster. We don't know if it's a natural disaster or they'll probably throw in something to do with global warming or something. To be honest, a massive flood would make sense because New York keeps flooding anyway. So something like that would make sense. But an architect, one of probably Adam Driver, if we're honest, an architect is planning to turn the old city into a new utopia. So he's planning to build a city that would be a utopia for the residents to live in. But there is a problem. The existing mayor is fighting against him. Now, we have to speculate a little bit on why anybody would fight against wanting to build a utopia. It's probably for political, ideological reasons, if we're honest, because a lot of people consider something like living in a utopia to be a bit liberal and a bit communist. So there probably are political ideologies that go against whatever it is that the architect is planning to do. But also, I imagine there's probably going to be business. There are going to be very wealthy people that probably don't want a utopian society where everyone's equal and everybody gets enough food, enough work, enough everything else. So I think there is going to be really political reasons, again, why somebody is fighting against this utopian plan. I think this storyline is fascinating and really does allow the film creator to explore many aspects, both the positive and the negative, of the human psyche and our culture. It really should show us the dark underbelly and the things about ourselves we don't really like, and how that actually people on the surface want to do better, and we want to strive, and we want to be good, but how often we fail and the reasons behind why we fail. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that thumbs up, leave a comment and all those things. But also go and check us out on patreon.com/SciTrek. Most of our videos do premiere there first. This video actually premiered nearly 10 hours before it did on YouTube. And a lot of our videos actually premiere 24 hours before they do on YouTube. So go over, check that out. Because a lot of people, sadly, even if you don't want to admit it, are selfish, greedy, and, well, a lot of the time quite unkind. So I think this movie really does get to explore those aspects of people's personalities and our culture. It is actually a really brilliant mechanism for doing that. And this is when sci-fi is at its best. Now, sci-fi for me should always have layers to it. There should always be meanings behind the story. If you want to do just a boring movie about some political intrigue or something, do a political intrigue movie. But if you want to make that story interesting, make it into a sci-fi movie. If you want to talk about people's emotions, do a movie about emotions. But if you want to make that interesting, make it into a sci-fi movie. Sci-fi really is the greatest medium for exploring things like this that can be quite boring or can be quite, difficult for us to process in ways that is not only interesting, exciting, but also that makes you think. When a sci-fi movie is at its best, it changes you. And I think this is the sort of movie that will change the audience, that you will come out of it maybe thinking just a little bit differently. But the main reason why I'm so excited about this movie, Megalopolis, there is no pressure from a studio. There is no pressure from executives that are desperate for this to be a hit for them to keep their jobs. There is no big fat cat stressing about the return at the box office. All there is a film creator creating his vision. For me, if your name is Francis Ford Coppola, you really shouldn't have a problem getting your movie made. But unfortunately, in the modern age, if they don't see a return, they ain't going to invest. And that means we're not going to see movies like this. A movie that Francis Ford Coppola, let's let that sink in. It's not Bill from, accounting trying to make this movie. It's Francis Ford Coppola. Why on earth wouldn't the studios back it? Because they're cowards and because they can't see a financial return, basically. So this is one of the most exciting projects, 40 years in the making, I can think of ever. And when Megalopolis does come out at the cinema, please, please go and see it. I cannot tell you how excited I am about this movie, but I would love for you to tell me what you think. So please get across in the comments. Is Megalopolis a movie you would love to see? And at the end of the day, this could be a project that changes Hollywood potentially forever. If it makes money, for one, maybe the studios will take notice, but also could it inspire other creators to maybe take that leap themselves and self-fund a project or get funding in other ways for projects that they desperately want to make? Are there creators out there right now that have had an idea brewing in the back of their heads for 10 years or more, but don't have the bravery to push ahead with? Could Francis Ford Coppola be about to inspire them? And I should say as well, this isn't a project that is never going to happen. They are filming it now. It is going to happen. And Megalopolis will eventually be in cinemas. I can't wait. But get into the comments and tell me exactly what you think about it. If you are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. It really helps us out and you'll never miss any of our new videos. Also, you can go to patreon.com/SciTrek, where most of our new videos do premiere first, and you get to see them without the adverts, you lucky bunnies. Finally, go to scitrek.co.uk, which is our dedicated website, and we do articles based on a lot of our videos. So we try and add a little bit more information there for you to digest too. Please check it out. As always, please stay safe, and I'll see you next time.